Yo! Hello, hello, hello. How we doing, folks? Welcome in. What is going on? Happy Monday. Happy to have everybody in here today. We've got a little bit to talk about at the start here. I don't have too much specifically on my mind to get into for the live stream here today. Usually I'll start. Let me explain. I'll explain. Do a live stream Q&A on Mondays. Most Mondays. And generally consists of me talking about a specific topic for about 15 minutes. Usually just rant about something that's going on recently, a specific topic maybe we talked about for the last week, some things that need to be addressed in my opinion, and then I will go into the questions that you guys have for me. So if you have any questions, always good to drop them in on the chat here with a question mark at the front, so it's easier for me to grab, or any emojis. If you put those at the start of your question, that helps me find them as well. I see a question. Yeah, the title already, Retired Ripnshipper, kind of a joke about the fact that I am I have closed down the live rips portion of the store while we're doing a little bit of pre-paternity leave here, waiting for this baby to show up. So that's the Q&A. I'll be behind on chat because I'm going to talk for about 10 minutes here before we get into it. So if I'm not answering your question, go ahead and just wait, or I will answer it if you ask it again later once I get caught up. But glad to have everybody in. Don't have any major updates on anything besides everything's getting shipped out tomorrow from the previous week. The site is down to just sealed product for now, and I only have the things that were previously up listed still. Pretty much everything you see behind me here is going to be available if it's a sealed box, and some sleeved packs, loose packs will be available, but I'm just going to be listing some of that stuff, and we are going to get into it. We got a super chat. Hold on a second. Jack just got his huge box from Mike. Putting MetaZoo binder together now. Big thanks. Hope everyone is well. Thanks for the super chat. I guess one thing I should say, I'm going to rant and ramble. I'm going to be answering questions as they come in, but if you are here for a limited time and you want me to answer your question before you go, super chat, best way to grab my attention, and they do get priority because that's the deal. You pay for it. So yeah, that's the deal. We're gonna do a live Galaxy Grails event tomorrow night is the plan. Again, I have no scheduled streams until at least a week or two after this baby gets here. I may do some surprise streams somewhere along the way. I may do some more Galaxy Grails, Instant Rip, the slab lots on Galaxy Grails. May do some of those streamer events for our community, depending on if this baby takes an extra week to show up or something like that. That's a good way for me to hang out with you guys, as well as continue to keep the the live stream methodology going. So I see in chat some people are doubting that I'm going to talk for only 10 minutes on my rant here. The good news is I have not decided what I'm going to rant on yet as I get the stream going here. So I'm just going to start with this. Yesterday I got an alert notification from a very secret Twitter account that I follow, letting me know that there were 2 booster boxes of Destined Rivals available for a very good deal, $1,000 combined. We are in unprecedented times within unprecedented times in Pokemon. And I say that as someone who has not been here very long, right? But I will tell you it's not just me parroting what I'm hearing from other people, but even my own expectations of how crazy this market has been. $500 Destined Rivals booster boxes being a deal is not something that was ever on the table within 1 year of release of the set Destined Rivals. And I'll say on top of that, it's not like the pack prices are that crazy. If you look at a $500 booster box, which is like, I think not Lost Origin, Astral Radiance maybe? Silver Tempest? That's about $14 a pack. Destined Rivals, not really $14 a pack, but the booster boxes are insane right now. And part of what I want to address with something like that is I have to be aware of that for the next year, 2 years maybe, with the way that I'm currently running the Rip and Ship business model, which is anything that I get, I'm trying to break it down into packs. I need the individual packs because they're the easiest to deal with. But the thing that is the most important as I continue to grow this snowball of Zorner cards, roll the snowball of the business, is that not all packs are treated equally anymore. And they used to not be either. There used to be the premium on booster boxes, but that's because there was a sub-premium on loose packs, right? And now it's kind of the inverse, where you have these sealed products that have the packs in them for normal prices. You could go out there and find $7 packs of Destined Rivals, $8 packs of Destined Rivals in a sealed product, where it used to be you would find a $7 pack in a sealed product, but then the pack itself would be $5 loose. But now they're the same price, except for in booster boxes. And you see this with a lot of sets you would expect to see it with, like Evolving Skies and, modern sets, right? Like Evolving Skies, Paldea Evolved, where it's insane premiums on these sealed boxes, where it's not even worth opening the boxes to get the packs to then do individual pack rips. You almost have to sell it as a box break. You almost have to sell the box sealed and assume that the person who's buying it sealed is going to keep it sealed. We find ourselves in a situation where you've got the ability to buy these packs for the same price that you could buy them from a sealed product, but not in a booster box format. And this is something that I've seen a lot of channels talking about. There haven't been the booster box reprints, but there could be at any moment. And there's been a lot of rumors. We just went through this with all the 151 stuff, where it was PokeNotify can confirm that there will be a target drop due to back-end changes. I don't think there was a single 151 product that dropped for those Target 360 members. So, if you signed up for Target 360, if you signed up for PokeNotify because of that, that's their business model. They want people to sign up for the subscription so that they can make money even when they're not making money. Not that they're a bad service, but if that's the only reason you signed up was because you thought that they had the inside scoop on 151 and therefore you needed to know, meanwhile the information was everywhere. It's not like you had to be in their Discord. It's not like you had to be a Target 360 member. There wasn't anything to get. But there's no booster boxes. We've been hearing, reprints of Paldea Evolved coming soon. That was also PokeNotify. Q1 of 2026, we're getting booster box reprints of every Scarlet and Violet set. It's only February, though. 2 more months, sure. It could happen. What are we going to do about Ascended Heroes? I told you guys over the weekend on Ascended Heroes launch, I was selling my packs, and if I didn't sell out, that's fine. I wanted to sell as many as I could because we were going to be out there ripping packs for the last time for a couple of weeks. But I thought that the price of the packs was going to be going up. You can go look today. The price of Ascended Heroes packs is up since release. And I don't think they're going to get any lower over the course of the next week. Maybe we see another big restock on Target. There were maybe some drops today. Maybe Walmart does another drop and everything ships out in a week or two. But we're not supposed to get any product of this for 20 days now. ETBs won't be hitting the shelves in stores for 18, 19 days from today. We're just in a time where the sealed product premium reigns supreme. And I mean that sincerely from the fact that I had Destined Rivals booster boxes when I was buying them for sub $300 when I didn't need to rip the boxes open. I had the loose packs and I would rip the boxes open. I didn't need to do that. And so there's such a sealed premium on product today where there's more people that are investing and they're not investing in loose packs. There's businesses that are stocking inventory in loose packs, like mine. Catch 'em All Collectibles has a huge rip and ship operation where it's loose packs, loose packs, loose packs. All these rip and ship operations, Nostalgianomics, they're all operating under the same way that I do, which is store 'em as loose packs. I don't want to keep a big Phantasma or with the Mega Charizard UPC collection sealed just to have it sealed. No, give me the loose packs from it. I'll grade the promos. I'll sell the promos. I'll sell the mat. I'll sell the whatever. Loose packs take up the least amount of space. So that's the deal. And I think that there's a large contingent of people that are out there keeping things sealed as an investable, speculative asset. And I think that that is... We've reached this point now where it's like, you can't just say that it's a lack of printing from Pokemon. Because you can look at things like Prismatic Evolutions. They continue to get reprints. They continue to get new product. They continue. The booster bundles are still above MSRP. The ETBs are still double, almost triple MSRP. Sealed product reigns supreme. There you go. There's my 10 minutes to start with. I will leave it at that. I have a few more thoughts on things that we could talk about later, but you guys might bring some of those up. So I'll get to it. I am only here for about another hour and 15 minutes today. We're at the point with Mrs. Zorner where she is so ready for this baby to appear that she is at F45 taking an exercise class right now where she says she's gonna squat this baby out. That's her plan. So I need to cook her dinner tonight, and then that's why I gotta get out of here. So I'm gonna get down to it. We're gonna answer some questions. Reminder for you guys, I am behind chat, so if you have any questions and I don't answer it by the time I catch up to chat, feel free, put it in the chat. Again, don't spam, don't make the mods have a hard time here today, but I will answer all your questions that you guys have if you leave a question mark at the beginning or some emojis so that I don't miss it. That is very helpful. Let's get to it. I am going to talk about whatever it is that you guys are asking. Chino says, are you really retiring? This is a joke title. Chino, it got you to click. And then Chino says, okay, got to go playing League. So there you go. There you go. We got him to click. But I am spilling the secrets. I don't know. Ask me the questions. I'll tell you the answers. Wifey, Baby Z. Everyone's doing well. Everyone is doing well. She's got yet another appointment tomorrow. So we'll see. I have a Galaxy Grails event that is on the books. I will be posting that. Some information about that in the Discord tomorrow. I'll send out an email as well. You'll see the YouTube stream go up for that exclusive event, right? So you go to my link. It's our community's exclusive event for Galaxy Grails. Super excited to be able to do that and hang out with you guys some more without having to take on, and I'm saying it, without having to take on the burden. It's not a true burden, but the burden and the responsibility of having to handle product and get packages out for people when this baby could show up at any time. Instead, we will rely on the good people at the PSA Vault to get product out to you guys in time if you win some Grails over there that you want to keep in your collections. Dusty says, Caden asks you if you're doing a Q&A. Yes. Let's see. We're talking about booster box prices. It's bananas. Rocket says it makes 0 cents. I don't know if that's true. When was the last time that you saw Target or Walmart or Pokemon Center do a Destined Rivals booster box drop on a restock? There's a lot of people out there who think that Desert Rivals is easily going to be the Evolving Skies of the Scarlet and Violet era. Why wouldn't you be buying it now and holding it if in 3 years you think it's going to be skyrocketing? It's not like they don't exist. They just don't exist on the open market. And when things don't exist on the open market, that price continues to climb higher. All right, where are we at? Hello, everybody. I'm reading through. Mario got their stuff. Squirtle says, what do you mean by retired reshipper? Not me. I'm not retired. Just on vacation. But that title doesn't... Oh, vacationing Ripnshipper doesn't... Hardly a vacation. Pat leave. I have some great questions for my mods here. Very appreciative of the mods asking if they can put a reminder of how to do a reminder. Have it on auto on Streamlabs. I see. No, that's fine. Don't make Streamlabs spam any more than it already does. I turned off a bunch of the stuff today because I don't want Streamlabs filling the chat for the Q&A. Clown World wants to know where babies come from. They come from Arceus. Squirrel says, I hope to have another nostalgic set come out with a lot of older Pokemon like 151 Black Ball, White Flare. Give me that Ruby Sapphire. Give me that Ruby Sapphire. There you go. Squirrel says, what do you mean by retired Ripnshipper? Just not doing Ripnships for the next couple weeks. Alrighty. What would be your dream realistically price pack to pack battle? It's not Temporal Forces at 1 in the morning. That's for sure. All right, let's see. I don't know. I don't know what it would be. Yeah, I don't know if I even have an answer. What would be your dream pack to pack battle? Probably. I mean, it's tough because it's like, what do I win when I win, kind of a thing. I don't know if I have an answer for that. I can only imagine that Baby Zorner is just you, but 30 times smaller. Baby Zorner will be, Baby Zornita, not Zornito. So hopefully it doesn't look the same as me to a certain extent. Rocket says 0 cents to have booster boxes higher than single packs. That is, I would say arguably to the individual. How do I say this the way that I want to say it? In the Sword and Shield era, it is possible to hit scan packs where you can potentially metal detect and see if there's a holo in a pack. So having a sealed box is more important than having loose packs. They're easier to avoid being tampered with as loose packs. This is why sleeved packs are more expensive, even though they're literally just the pack and the sleeve. The sleeve doesn't cost like $1 or $2 more, but sleeve packs are almost always more expensive. The cards inside are going to be in better condition if it's inside of a sealed product as well. This is why blister packs are usually more expensive than loose packs. There's a whole bunch of compounding things that go into this, but a lot of it is also the collectability of a sealed box. A lot of people put collectible value onto a sealed box as well. So I think that's part of the collectible nature of it, is that the sealed product itself. I mean, this is A sealed booster box of base set first edition is always going to be more than a seal or than one pack of base set first edition, and that's the way it is for all of the sets. The only time that it's not that way is when a set is new, when it's still in print, and when there is a booster pack premium tied to the price of MSRP related to the booster box, if that makes sense. Booster boxes are technically less expensive than $5 a pack on MSRP, whereas like an ultra premium collection or a super premium or sealed, special collection, those boxes have a $5 per pack price tag, which is why they're usually not as desirable for pure ripping as booster boxes are. That being said, like, if you want to get 36, you could go on any website right now, like Hills Wholesale Gaming, they'll sell you 36 packs of Evolving Skies. It doesn't cost as much as a booster box of Evolving Skies. Will I share Baby Zorner's name eventually? Yes. Darks is in the house. Oh, now I'm back again with chat. Boop, boop, boo. Thoughts on the Storm Emeralda set? Did we get... Is that the... We saw the English of it, right? Chaos Rising is the name in... No, we don't... Do we even have Storm Emeralda? We don't even have any info. It's just gonna be a Mega Rayquaza set, right? And we don't even know the release date for it. My thoughts are... That's all I know. That's all I know. Where are we at? Hylith, nice. Yeah, babies aren't complete. Bigger amount, you're gonna get... At MSRP you are, but not again, not with a sealed premium on product. Like, and Pokemon usually has never operated in the... If I have a sealed booster box, like, let's talk about, like, even a year and a half ago, before the Twilight Masquerade and Surging Sparks, like, tipping of the iceberg kind of thing that led to where we're at here, you were not getting a better deal. You're getting a better deal on the open market when you're buying a lot all at once, but a sealed box versus 36 individual packs, you're never going to get the premium on 36 individual packs. That's the main thing in that regard. If I'm talking about what you're talking about there. Dark says, do you use bulk as a tax lever, or does you being tax exempt mean you don't have to worry about that? Should I sell bulk and take a loss on packs for tax purposes? I'm going to start by saying not financial advice, and then I'm going to finish by saying I don't understand the question necessarily. In theory, when you sell someone a pack and then you have the bulk left over, the bulk is a new asset. If I'm understanding what you're asking there. Like, when I have bulk that I don't ship to somebody, that is not, like, part of the asset, or that, that is not part of the product that I sold related to the cost of goods of that pack. So opening a pack and selling somebody a pack and then having bulk left over, like, I'm sending them the cards, the profit has already been made on the pack itself. So the bulk that I have becomes like a new asset that it technically has zero cost basis. But I donate my bulk that I have on hand to somebody who donates some of it, they sell some of it, they refresh some of it into other things, and I use that, I give my bulk to this person. They give me a return that is not a dollar amount investment. I'm not getting money from them. I'm getting packs from them that I then use as giveaway packs on stream. So, like, for clarity, my operation is about every 2 weeks, I have a local guy that I work with in general. I give him all of the bulk that is left over from the previous 2 weeks. And then about 2 weeks after that, the next time we meet, he will give me packs in exchange for whatever dollar amount he would have derived from paying me for the bulk, and I just use that directly as giveaways on the stream. So it's not any like there's no dollar amount transaction with any of that stuff, if that makes sense. So the way that I operate it, and it's not a co-op, but it's like a co-op. Like, if you guys know what REI is, like, you spend money at REI, at the end of the year, you could get, like, a little dividend thing back. Some of that is like, it's like a similar methodology, right? Like, you guys save me on shipping costs by not shipping you bulk. You guys save the earth by not shipping as much weight, just to have bulk end up getting donated locally where you are, or getting thrown in the trash once you realize that you have too much of it. I give it to my guy here locally. He sells some, he donates some, he keeps some, he's a master setter, and then he, instead of paying me dollars for it, gives me packs, and then I use those packs in giveaways. So sometimes it's like, we'll be running a very specific giveaway for like 3 weeks, where it's like, I'm just giving out Twilight Masquerade over and over again. That's because it's inventory that I took in that I didn't technically pay for, even though it's a trade. But it's like, at a certain point, and again, like, not financial advice, I don't even know if what I'm talking about is actually something that you would ever record or make sense of in the first place. But it's a giveaway where it's not technically inventory that I'm buying into my operation. So, I don't know. Maybe there's someone that works at the IRS that's watching this right now that is, like, writing my name down and being like, this guy is doing unrealized transactions or something, and I'm getting in trouble. But I think it's fairly straightforward, and it is, like, true giveaways. So I don't know, I'm not really thinking about that. But Dark, I would say, give me a follow-up to what your question is here. Joshua says, are you getting nervous? Is it starting to sink in that the show's about to begin? No. I'm not getting nervous. It's already fully sunk in that the show is about to begin, as much as it can until the show actually begins. But I have always been someone that is like, do it on the fly. And I think that the existence of humanity for how many tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of years before me will do a good job in proving that, you know, I do technically have the facilities needed to handle whatever it is that's going to come. We will see. I could be wrong. New variable, didn't want you to say $4,000 legendary collectible shining legend or something like that. Yeah, for a pack battle though, like, I probably just want to do 151, because the problem is with like some of these older sets is it's like, it's so all or nothing. So maybe like a Shining Legends or like a Hidden Fates. I still think Hidden Fates is like a good pack battle, because you could walk away with like 3 baby shinies or something like that. Josie said, what is the optimal mix of quick turnover items versus long-term hold, sealed vintage, to manage cash flow? This is something I'm continually working on myself. And I'll tell you guys, like, for the last month, I was actively trying to sell out all of my ultra modern era stuff, so that when I do come back, I'll have invested my all of that capital that I raised by selling that inventory. I will have pushed it into back era stuff that is harder for me to acquire. So over the course of the next 2-3 weeks before I come back to streaming, where I'm doing Ripnshipper again, my goal is to build out inventory that is older than Scarlet and Violet era. Because if you guys notice, I sell out of that stuff. And I have not been selling out of Scarlet and Violet era because I have the ability to get so much of it. But for me personally, with the way that I run the business, it is harder to get a good cash flow of Sword and Shield and Sun and Moon and earlier, when I'm focused so much on, I want to have a big position of Black Bolt and White Flare. And I had over 500 packs a month ago. And then I didn't buy a single pack for the whole month. And now I'm sold out. And so there's some scenario here where it's like, what if I'm just always selling out of everything anyway? And so the only thing I should be doing is buying when I run out. And continually doing that and buying as often as I need to be. The main problem with that is I will run into situations where there's a switch up. For a while there, I was oversold on Black Bolt and I couldn't keep it in stock. And then we pulled the Zekrom and everyone went, there's no way there's another Zekrom anywhere else in there, and started opening White Flare instead, trying to get the Reshiram or the Victini. And then the inverse happened. We pulled the Victini out of White Flare, We pulled the Rescue Ram out of White Flare, and then I sold out a Black Bolt again, even though I hadn't sold as much Black Bolt. This also happens with Prismatic Evolutions. We go a long time of opening Prismatic without getting some Evolution or a Demigod pack with SIRs. I don't really sell that much until all of a sudden it's like, wait, we haven't seen one in a while, and people start buying like crazy, and then all of a sudden I'm sold out of Prismatic, even though I had 400, 500 plus packs, and I hadn't sold that many in a month, ever. And then all of a sudden I resell all of them, because people get what they want out of Phantasmal Flames, and they go back to something that maybe is $1 cheaper than it was, and they want to do that. And so there's like a whole bunch of different realities here as to, do I want to be running out of stuff? Phantasmal Flames, I wanted to run out of it every time that I got it in. I wanted to sell Phantasmal Flames as fast as possible because I knew that I was going to be trying to catch a falling knife with keeping up with prices. Where if I had too much of it, if I had 3,000 packs of Phantasmal Flames going into Black Friday, my price point would have gotten eviscerated, and I would have just been losing money by having those 3,000 packs and still selling them at market price. So I want to be churning the newest stuff as fast as possible. The older stuff, like for example, I opened these 2 Hidden Fates ETBs behind me here that Snorlax is sitting in front of. I opened those for this weekend stream. So I got 20 packs of Hidden Fates, and we didn't open a single pack. That's fine. That's fine. The price on these Hidden Fates packs is not going to fall to a point where I'm going to have no margin on them in the next 3 weeks while I'm off. But if there's some new drop of, what do I have a lot of? I don't have a lot of really much anything right now, but like, I did a good job, I guess then, right? I have a little bit of Destined Rivals extra, I guess I would say, but we've been talking about that. That price is not going anywhere. So what I would say is, newest set, best set. I want to have a lot of it, and I want to be within the 20 to 30% range of the margin, moving up and down 10 to 15% at any given point in time. Today, I have like 75 packs of Ascended Heroes left that we didn't sell this weekend, and I said this earlier in the stream, I'm fine that I didn't sell those this weekend. Because there's only one SKU out right now, and it has 3 packs in the SKU. I have 51 packs of Ascended Heroes in here right now. And I could have sold each one of those for the $1 gain, $2 gain after shipping that I was selling them for this weekend. But I think that by next week, those packs might be worth $2 more than they're worth right now. And so, yeah, I didn't make the 51 bucks by selling those 51 packs right now. But I knew I wasn't going to be streaming this week doing Rip and Ship. So it's fine that I'm pushing it out 2 weeks to get to that point. And this is the way that it is with a lot of this stuff, right? If you were right now buy a Destined Rivals booster box at $500, you are making the bet for the next year and a half that they're not going to make any more Destined Rivals booster boxes. It's going to go out of rotation, and then you're going to see these huge gains because they never printed anymore, and you bought at 500, which was the top, but it actually turned out it was the bottom as of today. And in this specific case, it's like the, you could have said that 6 months ago. Should you be buying Destined Rivals at $300 a box? That would have seemed crazy for a set that was only 2 or 3 months old. But guess what? You'd be up $200 a box right now if you had done that. You'd have doubled your money if you bought it $250. You'd have 5 extra money if you bought it at retail or at wholesale price from distribution and just sat on it. You can't time that kind of stuff, but what you can do is you can be smart about stuff that's in print versus stuff that's out of print, which is why I'm saying I bought a lot of 151. I bought a lot of Crown Zenith. I have a lot of Sword and Shield stuff. I don't have to sell it right now, but I can't sell it into the live streams because ripping it open and selling it at the prices of the sealed product doesn't make any sense. Evolving Skies, we talked about this. If I opened my booster box of Evolving Skies, it would be like $90 a pack. But I could go onto the open market and I could buy sleeved packs, or I can buy ETB. Well, ETBs you can't really buy either. So you could buy sleeve packs, I could buy loose packs, and I could buy those at like half the price, or I could sell them at half the price of what it would be if I opened up a sealed booster box. So some of that stuff, it's like, until the price level of the packs comes up, or the booster box price comes down so that it's the booster box divided by 36 is equal to the open market price of the individual packs, there's no rush for me to do anything with it as a breakdown item, right? And so for cash flow purposes, if I want to be buying Ascended Heroes in a month, I need to be churning what I have now so that I'm spending money to make money with current product. I don't want to have to sell an Evolving Skies booster box to buy more ETBs of Ascended Heroes when Ascended Heroes ETBs could fall 10% in price by the time they get to me from selling selling the Evolving Skies booster box. So I don't want to run out of stuff that's out of print to get more stuff that's in print that is more volatile. So whatever percentage that ends up being, I don't think there's an exact right answer, but I think you can tell the swings that certain products have is a lot different with modern versus, or ultra modern versus stuff that's out of print. So that's a long-winded answer there, but I feel like that's a good question that was worth covering. Thank you for that, Josie. What do you think the theme of the Emerald is? It's Rayquaza. I don't think it's gonna be a Ruby Sapphire set. It could be because it's the summer set, but if it's gonna be combined with one of the other Japanese sets, I don't think that it's gonna fall into that category. Raymond says, with new emerging companies like AGS, which looks very promising, with old school companies like PSA still dominate 1 year from now. Yeah, this is like, just, where do I find this? I see this all the time. It's like monthly grading reports. TCG. Like, does GemRate have this information? Yeah, here. How do I share this with you guys? Why do I not have this one? It's gone. I'll just read the numbers because I'm not going to take the time to pull it up right now. But so here's items graded yesterday. Items graded yesterday. This is for January 30th. So this is on Friday. PSA graded 92,000 trading card items. CGC graded 21,700. Beckett graded 10,800. Tag graded 3,000. SGC graded 1.5. That's not all TCG. Sorry. About 66% of that is TCG. 33% is non-TCG. So that's sports and non-sports, but not trading card games. PSA is a monopoly, whether you believe it or not. Now, I don't know if AGS publishes their data and GemRate just doesn't pick this up. I'm going to drop the link to this website in the chat right now so you guys can see. It's just gemrate.com. PSA is not going to lose a foothold because there's some new... Like, you have to understand how big PSA is from how much they can actually grade in a day. 92,000 cards in a day. I just don't... Tag a year ago was so big, everyone was like, oh my god, they're changing the game. They graded 3,000 cards on Friday. PSA graded 30 times as many. For every one card that tags computers perfectly graded, PSA graded 30 per one of tag. It's crazy. It's crazy. PSA, CGC are grading 90% of the market. Reported market. Why does Pokemon hate Scyther? I don't think Pokemon does, but maybe the artists do. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. You could write a letter to my dad, Mr. Pokemon. If you could be a creator of a full art card, what would you have on it? That's a good question. I don't know if I've thought about a card that I wish. It would probably be some... I would hope they would do more, like, iconic scenes. They do a trainer cards pretty often. Right? Like, everyone... Oh, it's the Ends Ferris wheel. That's the scene where he has to be part of Team Plasma. Like... Maybe some more of stuff like that. That are more like, like, if you guys know what, animation cells are, they're like the literal, like, this is what was the animation scene, and then it's the individual, like, drawing from that scene. This is like, you know, baseball or football cards where it's like, here's their first plate appearance as a rookie, like that kind of a thing. I think that would be cool. Like Mewtwo, the very first time that we see Mewtwo, and that's what the card is. But those are kind of like what the Topps TV series ones were, but Pokemon doesn't really get into that. I think that would be some cool stuff to see, to a certain extent. They do a lot of those, but I don't know who I would want it to be. I'll have to think on that more, Oreo. Dark says, I get that. I mean, for packs that I rip, personally, for singles inventory purpose, but there's not a hit. I believe I could sell those 10 cards and take a loss on the pack, right? I don't have an answer for you at all there, Darks, because in theory, opening packs, I would believe is not actually a business expense. I don't think you could write off the pack opening itself. So, like, that's why you have to pay tax on items that are not intended for resale for your business. Like, you could maybe write off the tax if it's a business expense in that regard. I actually don't know anybody that is opening packs to generate inventory as a business expense. I don't think I've ever heard of that before. Josie says, shit, sorry, are you mad about my bulk? LOL. Do you want the answer? We've had the conversation. What are your opinions about the differences between a Mega Dream and Ascended Heroes? So, I will say, I was going to make a big play at the end of the year last year on Mega Dream. I knew Ascended Heroes was going to be an absolute clown show. I knew it. I knew it was going to be... Guys, people were coming into my chat being like, this guy's ripping everybody off by selling his packs at that price this weekend. I saw a lot of other streamers, I'm not going to name names, but they were selling packs for like $16 opening night. Guess what they're selling them for today? $18 plus shipping. And tax. I was selling mine at $19 with free shipping. So... New Ascended Heroes was going to be crazy for the first few weeks, and it's probably going to be crazy for longer, if I'm being honest. So I thought, why not get Mega Dream? We saw it with Prismatic Evolutions. Prismatic Evolutions, so many good cards. There's God packs. There's no product. Terastal Festival, the Japanese version, goes nuts. And then they put all these really good cards in Start Deck 100. They put the Gold Zard, they put the Pikachu, they put all these illustration rares, they put all these cards that were not in Mega Dream in another set, and then said those were going to be in Ascended Heroes. We were opening Ascended Heroes this weekend and pulling some cards that I had never seen before, because we didn't do the Start Deck 100s on stream. I didn't stock them at all, because of the weighing issues. I am not as sold on Mega Dream being a replacement for lack of Ascended Heroes in the way that I would have been 2 months ago. So I'm glad I didn't make a play on Mega Dream. I'm actually sold out. I have one box that's opened of Mega Dream. I'm going to get a restock. The price is decent. It's below 100. But I don't think it'll reach back to that 110, 115 number by the time that Ascended Heroes ETBs come out. I just don't think that's going to be a thing. I think it'll still be a strong set. I think it'll be a really good set to open for a long time. I think it'll be the same way we open Tag All-Stars right now, and you're like, dudes, Tag All-Stars is sick, but it's not Team Up. It's just a little bit different. And so I think if the cards you want in Ascended Heroes are in Mega Dream, opening Mega Dream is not bad. If the cards you want in Ascended Heroes are in the Japanese Start Deck 100s, I would buy the singles. That's what I would say. Ascended Heroes is a very good set. It's very good. The God Packs are... Someone... Nostalgianomics. Alex at Nostalgianomics brought this up today. He does a Monday, like, Pokemon talk with Eli, who runs the Pokemart USA. And he said that the God Packs in Ascended Heroes feel more like God Packs than the Black Bolt and White Flare Packs do. And I kind of had forgotten, like, there is a little bit of, like... They're a little lightweight, the Black Bolt, White Flare God Packs are, because they have a lot of illustration rares in them. It's like 8 illustration rares and 2 SIRs, or it's a mix that is not the same way that the God Pack is in Prismatic Evolution. So opening a God Pack this weekend of Ascended Heroes was obviously awesome and hype, but it also was like, oh, this is the real deal for a God Pack. Ascended Heroes is a very good set. Lynn says Zorner eats cards. Raymond didn't cry. Oh, Raymond, I'm gonna call you out for that. Dark says, at what point do I need to move from trying to hit in-person stores and online jobs to building relationships in inventory in other ways? What does that look like? Are you talking for singles, Dark? I would be doing that immediately. If you're ripping packs for inventory, you need to be buying at MSRP. Otherwise, you are playing on a level playing field as everybody else. That's the problem. I would be if I was only buying singles to sell and to deal with singles and graded cards and making plays like that, I'd be making connections with people locally. I'd be making connections with people on these big online Facebook groups or in Discords. And I'd be bulk buying. I talked about a little bit in the Discord yesterday, but you want to be getting percentages on stuff, you better be buying a lot of stuff from some people. That's what I would say. We can keep talking about that. Keep asking questions, Stark. You're on the right path. I like this. Jody said, what is the best strategy? We answered that question, I think. Oh, and then he said, jelly flavor choice for Krustoff. Krustof's only come in strawberry jelly at Costco, so that's my preference. Where's Caden? Caden, give everyone an econ lesson about why I only buy strawberry Krustoffs from Costco. They're the only thing available. Why do I buy them? What's the econ lesson there? Gemray could have just said Scyther. Well, I wasn't there yet. Or maybe I was. I don't remember now. Ash and Pikachu when he finally went against Leon in the show. Need more Ash cards. Never realized how crooked the plushies look until they were on your shelf. They're kind of like jammed in there. This guy's... He's jammed in there. It's not like... Also, the shelves are crooked because it's not equal weights. It's a whole thing. I wouldn't worry about it, Oreo. Mike has one leg shorter than the other. He can't balance things. That is true. I broke the growth plate in my left ankle in high school, and I did not grow correctly. Am I caught up? Feel free to drop any other questions you guys have in chat. We will get to them. Dark says for packs as well. Yeah, listen. The easiest thing to do in Pokemon is buy. The hardest thing to do in Pokemon is sell. It's that easy. It is that easy of understanding when you need to start buying packs from places other than scalping your local Pep Boys or going on to happyfuntoys.toys.com and buying from some backdoor toy shop in New York City. That you need to have local connections with people who have distribution access, who have wholesale access, and you just gotta keep poking around. You gotta lean into the relationships. This is, I tell everybody this, right? Like, the most important thing you can do in Pokemon is learn how to sell and be active in the hobby with making relationships. You have to learn how to sell. Even if you don't ever want to sell, you got to learn how to sell. And I'm not talking about get online and, oh guys, look at how good this card is. You got to understand the avenues for moving things. If you're going to invest in stuff, it is extremely important that you understand. This is why when people are like, hey, like, will you buy this for me? I've got this collection. I have these 10 boxes of whatever, and I want to get 85% on it. And I say, I have to buy, I'm buying at 80%. I go, I want 85% for it. And I say, I'm buying at 80%. They're like, well, I can go sell locally for 100%. I'm buying at 80%. Because buying is easy. I can go out right now and I can find people that are going to sell me stuff at 80%. What I can't do is instantly sell everything that I have to one person for 90% or 97%, 96%. I'm going to list a whole bunch of stuff on my website this week. I have almost every PC ETB from the year 2025. I don't have Journey Together. That's the only one I don't have. I have multiple PCEs, PC ETBs. And maybe this ties in a little bit to what you're saying, Dark. From the year 2025, I have multiple PC ETBs of every set, almost. I have not placed an order on Pokemon Center for Ascended Heroes, Perfect Order. I will not place an order on Pokemon Center for whatever, Chaos Rising. If I happen to get in and I'm sitting at my computer and I just happen to get in, then I get in and that's great. But I'm not going out of my way to pursue sitting and staring at a queue on my computer to then buy something and then try and sell it for double MSRP or triple MSRP. Because even though it's as easy as just sit in queue for an hour and you make $100, realistically, with the way that I'm running the business right now, I can make $100 an hour and multiples of that if I'm doing things that are net productive with a guarantee of productivity. But I could get timed out by the Pokemon Center. I could get, blocked. They could crash. They could run out of inventory before I get in. Same thing happens with the Walmart drops. If I don't get a timer, I'm done. I'm not looking at the computer anymore. Target, I get a notification ping in the Discord, in our Discord, that says, hey, go on Target right now. They have, 151 UPCs are coming to Target. I don't even bother clicking. Because there's no guarantee versus the things that I can do that are guaranteed, which is continue to build relationships with local people, continue to build relationships with people who run Pokemon businesses or are long-term business investors in Pokemon, even if it's just a side hustle or a hobby for them, where it's someone who does spend the time doing this stuff, but that's because they're working their 9 to 5. Yeah, they'll have the Pokemon Center queue open on their other screen. They're at their job where they're getting paid to be there. For me, if I'm working, I need to be actively making money to the extent that I am super sure that I'm going to be doing something that is a net positive dollar-wise and generally mood-wise. A lot of people get pissed off when they don't get a Pokemon Center drop, right? Now imagine if I was tying my business prowess and my business expertise, not my business success, to a Pokemon Center drop. That's not a model, right? I'm just flipping. And you can build a business off of flipping. It is hard to build a brand off of flipping when you're trying to sell through your own website. If everyone goes to my website and goes, oh yeah, this is just the thing that dropped on Pokemon Center yesterday, and now Mike has it up for 100% of what he paid, 100% higher than what he paid for it, that doesn't feel that great. That's when people that come in and go, hey dude, you're scamming, you're scalping, you're flipping, you're just a garbage human being, you're not a business. Like, that's when I understand the arguments that those people make. I don't think there's anything wrong with it because I am capitalist in the way that I view the hobby of Pokemon, because I think it is beneficial to everybody that this stuff has value. It's the end analogy that I always make, which is you are buying a Pikachu, you are not buying an Ace of Spades. I'm really, really serious when I say that. You are buying a Pikachu, you are not buying an Ace of Spades. But right now, going to Josie's question earlier, I am trying to flip modern things quicker than things that are not modern. So this Sword and Shield Charizard UPC here, this 151 Mew UPC, I'm not as motivated to sell those right now. But the Black Bolt, White Flare, PCETBs that I have, Pokemon Center could put more of those out in 2 months. I don't know. But if I'm not going to hold them for my personal collection, if I'm not holding them for some long-term speculation that they're going to be the most expensive PCETB, or that I can make so much more money on them if I hold them as opposed to selling them now and turning that profit into buying something else that I can then sell again, I'm not as interested in holding on to a lot of this stuff. Back to the original point though. I'm going to put a lot of this stuff up on my website. It will not sell. I'm going to put a lot of things on my website that will not sell. This Charizard UPC here, what is that? $600 right now? What's the 151 UPC? That's easier for me to look up. 151 UPC. If I go to TCG Player right now. $603 market price. Low list is $650 plus $15 shipping. Free shipping, $675 low list. If I put that Mew 151 UPC up on my website tomorrow, is it going to sell instantly? Maybe. If I put it on eBay, is it going to sell instantly? More likely. There's more buyers on eBay than there are on my website, but I lose 10 to 12% of the value compared to if I just sold it on my website. But selling is critical, and it's also the hardest thing to do. Buying is easy, selling is hard. So Darks, back to your original question that you were asking there, like buying things and then like, you know, what are you gonna do with the things that you buy? You can go out there, you can buy locally as much product as you think you can possibly store. And then you can go live on Whatnot, and you can go live, or you can create your own website, or you can start posting on Facebook Marketplace, or make Instagram ads, or whatever it is. Until you actually sell those things, all you have done is buy. That's not running a business, right? And so even as a collector, right, it's easy to buy and collect. It's the easiest part of the hobby. Buying at the best price point, that's hard. Buying for MSRP, that's near impossible. But buying is easy. But selling it and selling it for a profit is hard, right? And so, you know, even if you're not, like, connections doesn't mean I buy so much from this guy that he only wants to sell to me, he doesn't want to sell to anybody else. Making a connection is, when this guy can't sell to anybody else, will he come to me and give me a good deal? Or does he even know who I am? Or does this group of buyers in this wholesale market even know who I am? So I'm kind of like very much leaning into this question a lot, but we could talk about it some more. I know you asked another question. Selling is hard. Buying is easy. Like, I literally put it on a shirt, bro. Josie says, Pax, very helpful. He's a question mark, are we friends? Ooh, I did say I would answer every question. I'm going to have to skip this one. Apologize for lying earlier. Are you keeping baby's name a secret? No, not really. But I'm not doing anything with it right now. We want to lock it in first. Just because. But we'll get there. Eddie says, I love you. Crystal says, hi. Hello, Crystal. Welcome into the Mike yelling experience. Crystal will tell you. I saw Crystal had another comment. I haven't seen what it is yet, but Crystal will tell you selling is not easy. I would bet. And if Crystal says selling is easy, then props to Crystal. Do you think starting on Whatnot is a mistake? I'm getting really good cash bonuses for selling. Of course you are. You're brand new. They want to keep you on the platform. It's super easy, but the fees are 9 to 13%. How and why do I transition to actually owning my store? The reason that I don't sell singles live is because and I've done it on the streams. We used to do some day streams where I would sell some singles live. One, I have not built an audience of people that are tuning into my streams looking for singles. A lot of people on YouTube are not looking for singles streams necessarily. Two, there's no easy platform for in-app purchasing related to my website, related to YouTube, if that makes sense, right? Whatnot, you can start an auction and you just say, hey, this card that I'm showing on camera right now is up for auction. And then it just says, you know, next card, auction, starting $1. And that's it. For me, I have to go to my website, I have to put a price up for a thing, I have to say what the thing is, I have to then whatever, and it's like, there's a lot of things that are related to that, and there's a lot of friction related to somebody just hitting buy in the app. Again, nothing against Whatnot, nothing against eBay, some things against TikTok just because I'm not favorable towards them, but like Drip, Fanatics Live, eBay Live, like all these things serve a purpose. The reason you pay that percentage is for that purpose. Like, people will just come into your stream on Whatnot because your title says auctioning singles $1 starts. They won't do that on YouTube. People aren't going to YouTube and searching up $1 auctions starting now. Like, that's not the culture, but it's also more along the lines of like, when you're on Whatnot, you're on an app that people open to go buy packs, right? So I get the added benefit of people are on YouTube because they want to be on YouTube, and then maybe they find their way in, and then maybe I win them over that way. But I think a lot of people buy from me and they go, it's my first time ever buying from a Ripnshipper before, and they've never heard anything about Whatnot except for that scams happen over there. And they only see people on TikTok and they're like, I don't really buy anything from the TikTok shop. Or, you know, they don't go on eBay. They don't go on eBay Live. They don't go on Fanatics Live. But you get the added benefits. Like, the percentage points that come out of your sales exist for a reason. With singles, your margins are going to be completely different than what they are with just packs. And so there's a lot of, like, I exist in the singles market and I sell singles. And because of that, like, your margins have a way higher upside swing, like, than your pack prices do, especially with auctions. Like, if you're auctioning off packs, that's one thing. If you're auctioning off singles, that's one thing. If you're selling things for a list price, you don't have upward swings. You can have downward swings the same way you can with auctions, but you don't have that, like, someone drastically overpaying for something or whatever it is. Someone has promotional money and they can do whatever. So when do you go to transition to owning your own store? How are you going to sell on your own store? Who's your following? Who's going to actually show up and buy from you? Are you willing to sit and talk to 2 people who aren't buying from you and just hang out for 3 hours, 4 hours at a time? And then do you hope that people buy from you? And then what happens if they don't? You know, do you need the money? How easy is it to sell when you're not selling through Whatnot? And I say this as someone who left TikTok very early and went specifically only to my own website and only to my own YouTube channel. But I had a full-time job, and I was working full-time on Pokemon at the same time. I was putting in 80-hour weeks minimum between the two of just live streaming Pokemon and working my full-time job and sourcing and doing all these things because I enjoyed it. And I what did I say? What did I say in the short that I posted? I worked hard and I got lucky, and then I worked hard and then I got lucky. And that just has to happen. And it's like that for a lot. Dark says, I think it's good for the mainly singles format. Mindset is build up Whatnot audience and then slowly turn. So I know a lot of people who build up audiences on Whatnot, and then what do? They stay on Whatnot. Because it's like, why? What, I need to switch all of a sudden because I'm making 8% less than I would be on my own website? But like, how many people, I can tell you how many people followed me from TikTok. I can tell you how many people still post on my TikToks and say, hey, why don't you ever live stream anymore? And I respond to every single one of them saying, I'm full-time on YouTube. Come to the YouTube. It's a minuscule percent that actually comes over. Crystal says, I found that posting content consistently works as ads for the website. People will buy to support the videos. Certainly there is endless free advertising you can do by just creating content. Like, people want to consume free content and buy as a supportive tip, or they learn something from you and then they buy because of that as like they're rewarding you for the interaction that you get to have. Gary Vaynerchuk's book is like jab, 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 right hook, where it's like, make free content, make free content, make free content, make free content, ask. Make free content, make free content, make free content, ask. And for me, something that I don't do enough of is make content that reaches people outside of the live streams. So even this today, I'm not getting a lot of new people that tune into a live stream like this that haven't already seen my channel, that aren't already watching the live streams, that aren't already in the Discord. I don't get a lot of new people that come into these because it is a live stream. But if I was making, you know, this video from, or this question from Darks, and I made a 10-minute video where I was like, hey, I got a question, we're going to talk about it here today, and here's my 10-minute video answer as to why I think that selling on Whatnot is not a mistake if you're playing in the singles game, or if you're trying to have a live stream community, and you don't want to do the work of making eBay listings, and you don't want to do the work of making your own website. Whatnot is really good, and I made a 10-minute video like that. That video can be watched forever by anybody, and it is value add that people will consistently see. So you can see that with Crystal, where Crystal will literally do, and she says it right here, she will open a product that nobody has ever opened before on YouTube. Like I'm talking like 3 people have made YouTube videos about the type of products that Crystal will open sometimes, because she'll get them early, or she'll be the only one in the United States that's doing a, you know, an Indonesian gift box opening, and she'll do the thing, and then she'll be like, well, here's everything that's in it, and here's all the information that I have about it, and guess what? I have these on my website. And you might like that they have this, you know, this little gift set that has this one item in it, and then you go and buy that, and the only place you know where to buy it from is Crystal, because you saw it on her channel. And maybe you're another business, and Crystal does an opening, and you're like, wait, that's sweet. I'm going to buy that product now, and I'm going to have it as an offering. Thank you, Crystal. And then you shout out Crystal every time she's in your channel. So shout out to Crystal. Go sub to Crystal if you like international products. If you like all Pokemon products, go sub to Crystal. She has the most information on international products of any channel I've come across on YouTube, with openings, with information that you can't just get by going. A lot of these websites sell this stuff. Their descriptions are like, oh, you get a coin, you get a pack, and that's all the information they give you. Crystal is a lot more than that. And it is free content. It's YouTube. You're welcome, Darks. You're welcome. Yeah. Jorge says, I collected Pokemon cards between 99 and 2000. Binder full of cards, with one being a holographic Charizard. They're all in mint condition. Are those likely valuable? Yes. Type the name into Google. You will find the answer to your question. Type the name and the card number. Or look at the images. If they're all in mint condition, they're 1999 to 2000. Yeah, Russian did well. Very nice, very nice. Twisted says, can Zorner evolve to... What do you mean? Evolve into what? Or from what? To what? In what way? I am caught up. We are going to be wrapping up here shortly, because I did catch up to chat. So if you guys have any other questions, please drop them in the chat. It is good to hang out with you guys here today. This free content to reach others. Yeah, it is fundamentally something that I wish I had more time to do. Like, and I have talked about this a lot recently, is that my main issue is that I live stream, previously, would live stream for up to 30, 40 hours a week, and then also have to do all the other things on the back end, and because of that, I don't have the time or make the time to do the specifics related to creating pre-recorded YouTube content. And that's like a big hole in my operation, is that I don't make videos, even if they are just me sitting here and talking like I do for the first 10 minutes of these live streams. Darks, thanks for the
Zorner has like 2 people MTQ. Oh,
the $5 super chat.
Zorner.
Happy to have the conversation. And these are, guys, like, realistically, I don't know, you know, who all is still listening at this point, or who's got questions in the future, but, like, these are the best times. If you guys have questions, it's not DM me on Discord with your 13 Q&A questions that you have. It's do them here on the live stream, because then I'm answering the questions that other people might also have all at once. So it's valuable for your time and my time, so that I can get into it and go through the process of really getting in depth with these questions because somebody might have the same question as you, and that's why I do these. That's why I take an hour and a half, 2 hours to sit with you guys and have the conversations specific about the questions you have. So my goal, like Pharaoh's talking about here, I still want to have a conversation every Monday if possible. Even if I have to make these an hour long. Even if I only take questions that are asked before the chat begins, and then if there's no questions asked by the time that I catch up, the stream has to end. I gotta go take care of the baby or whatever it is. But the plan is, I still want to be doing these once a week. Right now it's the state of the mon because it's on Monday, but again, I don't know what life looks like 2 weeks from now. So that part of it, we're gonna figure it out. Maybe I come out of retirement, fake retirement. Okay, Jorge says, were you collecting back then? Yes. When did you start collecting? 1999. Do you collect anything else? No. Not coins. Put your question above. Yes, you did. Chaos says, I watch you every scream. This is such a fitting typo because I absolutely yell at all times. Pharaoh says, will my card 10? Do not send me pictures of your cards and ask me if they will 10. I will tell you guys, when it comes to grading, my methodology is this. Look centered, I'm sending it. Because I'm going to go back and reference what we talked about earlier, gemrate.com. PSA graded 92,000 cards yesterday. Let's assume that PSA, all PSA, every facility they have, they're open for 8 hours a day. People work 8-hour shifts. They are grading 4,000 cards an hour. Even if they had 1,000 employees. Which I don't think they have 1,000 graders. Maybe they do. Maybe they have 1,000 graders. If they have 1,000 graders, they're grading 4 cards an hour. You really think everyone's spending 15 minutes looking at your card to grade it? I don't think so. What is more likely happening with the graders? And what do we know from a lot of these retired graders or people who work anonymously at PSA or they answer questions about working at PSA? Every card, on average, for Ultra Modern, 15 to 40 seconds to determine the grade. And they're good enough at understanding what makes an 8, what makes a 9, what makes a 5. They're looking at the card quickly. They got their microscope where they're looking at specific things. They've got their light filters that they're do. And then they're on to the next card. So when you sit and look at your card for 5 minutes, just know you probably looked at your card for about 4 minutes longer than somebody who's giving it the actual grade did. So taking the time to ask me if it's gonna 10, there's a lot of these like centering tools you can use. Get a light, get a flashlight, move it around at a certain angle, see if there's any scratches, run your finger lightly along the edges, see if there's any raised edges or any issues like that. There's a lot of videos out there where people will tell you how to do that stuff. That's what you need to do. Better for your time if you learn that stuff up front, practice a little bit by sending stuff in. That is critical. That is critical. Will your card 10, Pharaoh? I'd put it in line with whatever the pop report says. That's what I would say. How do you see Ripnshipper in a few years? Silver Wings, do you mean mine or do you mean in general? Ripnshipper is relatively new to YouTube, or not, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Ripnshipper is generally new to Pokemon. Like if you consider the whole hobby of Pokemon, how long has Ripnshipper been a thing? But it's a lot younger than it is for a lot of things like sports, live selling in general. And so, I mean, you could go back and look at like QVC, right? Like, did they need to be on TV selling you a lamp or a tea kettle or whatever? No, but they did, and it worked, and it works, and there's little apps built around it today. So that's what I would say. Silver Rings, I saw you answer. You said in general. So, I mean, I think in general, it's the same thing as like Uber Eats or DoorDash or Grubhub. There is a cost to the ease of transaction, the instantaneousness of the experience. And I think that for the same reason that some people want to sit at home, like me, and wait to watch a movie on their own TV at home where snacks are a lot cheaper and you don't have to fight for traffic for a parking spot, and you don't have to sit around people that are loud and noisy in a movie theater, and you'd rather just pay the $15 to watch it at home. I think that there's a certain level of that where I'd rather pay $3 extra for Ascended Heroes than drive to Walmart, stand in line, and watch someone put all of it in their cart and drive away. Now, when that cart is no longer able to be filled because it's not worthwhile to scalp, do rip and ships still exist to the same extent? Yeah, I think so. I just think they operate in a different way, which is kind of what we were talking about earlier. When you could get a good deal for buying at discounts from buying wholesale or buying bulk, things that aren't readily available to everybody, or maybe to a certain extent you don't want to buy 216 packs, but I will buy a case and sell them as individual packs and make my margin that way. Rip and ship probably still exists to the same extent. I just don't think, like, right now, Rip and Ship only exists and is only profitable because of the current lack of supply on the shelves at Walmart or on the shelves at your local card shop, or because market price is so high. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I know a lot of people who have operated in this industry for a long time that are operating as if Rip and Ship is going to be here forever. I know what you meant, Chaos, but it was funny that it was Scream, because I'm always yelling. Favorite new variable album is definitely Protocross. It's Protocross generally, not definitely. Generally Protocross, but I will listen to the other ones individually at certain times for certain reasons. But my baseline is always going to be synthwave music, or there's a new artist that I heard yesterday. I'm going to have to send them to you, new variable. What is Agent Chaos doing and cause you to scream? Nothing. That's not what I said. I did play... Yep, I played a whole bunch of the Pokemon games. Have you seen the new Melanie Martinez song called Possession? No. Send cash with the cards then. Also no. Because you don't... What are you gonna do? This is like the bribing of a police officer thing. Like, what do you win when you win? So, like, say you send a card in and you're like, I think it's a 9, but if I put a $20 in there, it's a 10. And it comes back and it's a 10. And the grader is like, wow, this person gave me a $20 bill. And they're on camera in the facility because they have insurance, so therefore they have to know if people are stealing. And they see them take a $20 bill and they go, hey, it's against the code of ethics to take a $20 bill, you're fired. And you could have gotten a 10 anyway. Now this person lost their job, and they took your $20, and you would have gotten a 10 anyway. Or you get a 9 anyway, you get an 8, and you're like, it should have 9'd at least, and you call in, and you're like, hey, I slipped a $20 bill in there, why did I still get a 9? They're like, what are you talking about? Also, your address is blacklisted. You know, like, I don't think that, there's a lot of ways to, like, play the game with PSA. I don't think that it's worthwhile to send your cash in. You know what you should do? If you're going to put a $20 bill in with a card that you think won't 10, you should spend $20 more on a card that will 10. That's what I would say. That's what I would say.
Zorner.
How much money do you make during this?
Zorner. We're going to Zorner.
What did I just get? Well, I just made $1.99 from New Variable, who said not a paid promo. So we got $1.99 super chat. So we like that. I can tell you exactly. What did we get? I got $5 from Jack Woodford and $5 from Dark, says Super Chat. So we are at $12 right now. I set advertising to low or none during these live streams, so I probably make about $1 from advertising. So right now I'm making about $6 an hour, $7 an hour. But that's not the point of doing these, right? Silverwing says for yourself also. So the future of Ripnshipper for myself is I will be the primary caretaker of a very, very, very young baby. As soon as it's born, my wife is on paternity leave for 3 months, or maternity leave for 3 months. And then she goes back to work. I will be the primary caretaker. I will be the stay-at-home Zorner. That does not afford me 30 to 40 hours to be live streaming. So to the extent that I currently live streamed before, this is why I'm retired. I will just be a semi-pro when it comes to Ripnship to a certain extent. Maybe on the weekends I'm working, I'm doing an 8-hour stream at some point in the future when the baby sleeps through the night and I stream, you know, late into the night. Maybe in the future the baby's in daycare or, you know, my mother, the baby's grandmother, is watching it every Wednesday from 2 to 7 p.m. and I live stream during those hours. Maybe I only live stream for a long time during events where it's the new set release and I'm only opening the newest set. Maybe I'm doing Ripnships in lots where I'm only going to open 200 of these lots and that's it. And then I go from there. So Ripnship as a percentage of sales is going to diminish for me. The problem I have is I need to keep sales at a level that they were at. So that's where we were. Can you go to Galaxy Grill? Are we talking about Galaxy Grail? Oh my god, I got a lot of questions that came in all here. What did you do to gain? What did you have to do to gain people's trust that you weren't going to rip them off? Hylith, if I had an answer to this question, I'd give it to you.
Oh, perfect.
Dusty with a $5 super chat says, "Don't go, I'll be good." I'm not gone. It's just going to be different. That's all. So Hylith wants to know to gain trust. Hylith, I don't have an answer for you. And I ask this question all the time. I want to know why people bought from me the first time they bought from me. So Hylith, if you have an answer as to why you believed that I was trustworthy when you made your first purchase only a couple weeks ago, a week ago, I'm happy to hear what your answer is. I really encourage people to share. And now would be a good time to say, if you Google Zorner cards, leave me a review on Google. Let me know what your experience was so that other people may trust me in the future. There is a big, like, there is a big problem in Pokemon, much like a lot of other hype hobbies, that comes down to, are people in it for the right reasons? Is there some version of a scam going on? Is there fraudulent something going on? Like with something like Whatnot. When I first started, I didn't want to stream on Whatnot because at the time, people were scamming on Whatnot a lot. And everybody was talking about the scams on YouTube a lot. I'm just now seeing, Josie, I missed your 1v1 Hidden Fates pack battle question. Not today, Josie. I missed that earlier. I'm seeing it on my other screen. But why would people trust me? I don't know. I had to go live because otherwise no one would be able to find me. So I started going live. And I worked hard and I got lucky. And then people continued to trust me, and then it snowballed, and they recommended me to friends, and more people came in. And when you see that I'm opening packs for some people, and when you see that I actually ship giveaways, and when you see that I'm genuine in my answers, there you go. Okay, we're getting to the end here. I do have to run, so there's a lot of questions that are like very off topic that people ask that I'm not gonna answer. But if you do have a question, feel free to throw it in again. I just skipped down to where new variables thing is here. I do see Josh's question, Facebook video where a guy is selling Evolution 7 for Prismatic all PSA 10. He said, and add $100 tax for the sequential. Yeah, absolutely, Josh. Yeah, sequentials are a big deal. It's just another version of collecting. A lot of people collect one of every card or one of every PSA grade for a specific card. You know, every Lugia from Neo Genesis First Edition, PSA 1 through 10. A lot of people like the Kyogre and the Groudon to be sequential because then it's like, not only did I pair not only do I have both of them in a PSA 10, but I graded them both at the same time and they're both PSA 10s. Which means you found them as 10s, graded them correctly as 10s back to back. Versus something like, it's like, I don't know if you guys are into weapons or firearms or anything like that, but like getting an old pistol, but it has all matching serial numbers is really important to collectors versus having an old pistol, but it's like piecemealed together. Even though it's all original parts, it's not the original gun that was originally manufactured together. That's the way that they treat it. But again, it's $100 tax. It's not like it's crazy. But sometimes sequentials, like go on eBay, type in sequential, go on eBay, graded cards, search Pokemon sequential, and look at sold listings. People are doing that all the time. All the time. Alright, I'm getting caught up here. Jack said it's trustworthy answer. A lot of times people watch for a long time before they decide, right? Chat helps build trust in their experience. Yep. Darkseid buffering you have the most product, the best prices. You can see where the pack's from. Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing too, right? Like, I open new boxes of Japanese product live when we have fresh packs coming. Some people won't do that, and you can get scammed pretty easily with that kind of stuff from non-reputable sources. But like, there are people that sell individual packs. I'll give a shout out again to Nostalgianomics. You can go on his website and buy individual packs of Japanese. I guarantee you he's not doing anything to those packs. I will literally guarantee that. Because when you're that big, there's no point. You don't need to. What is he doing? Weighing those? He's taking time out of his day to weigh those packs? Come on. Now, could I be wrong? I guarantee you I could be wrong. I'm fairly confident that I'm not, but he's got a bigger brand than I do. He has 20, 50, 60,000 subscribers, whatever the number is on YouTube. He's been doing Ripnshipper. You can go see his Ripnshipper for years. Me? My YouTube channel is less than a year old. So it's like, you gotta do some of that stuff. You gotta do some of that stuff. All right, I have to wrap here. We're about 2 minutes away from... All right. That's it. I think I answered all the... Well, Silverwing says, do you have any specific goals for specific sets for your streams? No, not particularly. Just continue to carry as much as I can of every possible set that people would want to open. Give the people what they want. That's where I'm at. All right. We've got a lot going on in the chat that is not questions that need to be answered by me or even questions at all. So I am going to run. We are live tomorrow. I will make a post in the Discord. You guys will probably see an email go out, so make sure you sign up for the newsletter. And I'll have a live stream chat. I'll have a live stream up for tomorrow. We're going to do a Galaxy Grails exclusive event. Once I can guarantee that, I will have it fully up for tomorrow's live stream. Very, very grateful for all the, again, the kind notes this past weekend. Just some awesome streams. Very fun. Joshua says, you can't keep doing this to me. I'm going to continue to string you guys along one day at a time until this baby shows up. No, I will guarantee you. I will guarantee this is, I'm telling you the God's honest truth right now. Tomorrow, I have a scheduled stream with Galaxy Grails. He's going to have the lot up tonight. I'm going to post a whole bunch of info related to it in the Discord. That, tomorrow night, is the last stream that I will have in my head scheduled for at least a week if this baby doesn't show up. There is a chance that a week from tomorrow, possibly, I do an Ascended Heroes only stream. But I will tell you this right now. If this baby... No, not ever, Joshua. Not ever. But if this baby doesn't show up, I'm going to be hanging out with some of my old buddies, playing some World of Warcraft this weekend in the Burning Crusade. The third relaunch of the Burning Crusade. I'm going to take a day or two to play some video games before this baby shows up. And we'll see. Maybe the baby shows up. But I can guarantee you, Thursday night, there will be no stream. Friday, there will be no stream. Saturday, there will be no stream. Sunday, there will be no stream. I am absolutely offline. YouTube, the website will be shut down. The baby's supposed to show up. We got the Super Bowl on Sunday. That is my retired. That is my vacation. I will be in the Discord hanging out with you guys, talking about whatever's going on, I'm sure. But you will not see me live streaming for at least a week, starting tomorrow. And Jorge, bro, I wish you the best. You have tagged me in every comment you've made on this channel today, dude. It's a little ridiculous. You're asking me if I've ever slept with a stuffed animal. I don't know what's going on with that, but we are going to end the stream here. You guys have a great rest of your night. I will talk to you tomorrow.